Shalom, Israel. It's going down. It's that time again. Come join us at the 49th annual Passover.
Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Natsai of Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started on 1 West 125th Street and all of New York under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. If you heard the rumors are absolutely true, man. You understand? We're going to be having the 49th annual Passover in Yonkers, New York. You understand? Under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, hosted by Commander GEN.YAHANNA under the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. It's going to be on 2nd Hudson Street at the Grand Roosevelt Ballroom. You most definitely should be there if you're from the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians only. You understand? Make sure you be there, man. If you're in the South, if you're in the Caribbean, if you're in South America, wherever the hell you are on this earth, man, if you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you should be at the Lord's Passover, which is the only Passover authorized on this earth, you understand, by the Lord, which is going to take place at Yonkers, in Yonkers, New York, at 2nd Hudson Street, you understand, at the Grand Roosevelt Ballroom. Make sure you be there, man. You understand? Because we're going to be turned up in there, man. Make sure you be there, man.
Come join us March 30th at sundown. All Israel is invited for the 49th annual Feast of the Passover, brought to you by Commander General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K. So you better not miss it. Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat to all the sisters. This is the I.S.U.P.K. out of 125th, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna, man. If it is not of the I.S.U.P.K., it is not of the Lord, 10% of all your earnings and increase should come to the priests and prophets of the Most High in the I.S.U.P.K. All right, if you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, you got your 12-tribe chart, any of those things, you need to be paying tithes to the I.S.U.P.K, man. All right. With that, also, we have the Passover. Get to the Lord's Passover, the 49th annual Lord's Passover, man. All right. It's going to be hosted by Commander General Yahanna at the Roosevelt Ballroom, 2nd Hudson Street, Yonkers, New York, 10701. All right. March 30th at sundown. All right, $200 per person, or if you come with your whole family, it's still $200. All right. If you cannot afford to pay the $200, come anyway. All right. We want everybody to get there. If you cannot afford to get there, all right, we will provide transportation to you there and to and from the Passover with, living arrangements and everything like that. For the staying arrangements and everything. Anything you need, there is no excuse to not come to the Lord's Passover, man. It is a commandment that all of Israel do it. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians only, of course. If you are a heathen, you will be left at the door. All right? All right, so with that, man, we're going to get into a topic, man, that's, that's a heavy topic, man, that I feel like a lot of brothers, need to understand. And it's been a lot of, it goes on a lot in society, man, especially living in this horrible society of America, where they put women on top of men, to make women feel like, they can rule over men, all right? We're going to get into the scriptures and we're going to talk about some of the great men, that has failed because of a woman, all right? That's what we're going to get into today. Great men that fail because of a woman, man. So don't get it, the brothers who be, so private, don't be too private, think a woman can't take you down. Because the scriptures, say, a woman is one of the most powerful, beings on the planet, man. So, be strong, stay, keep your spiritual, meditate on the word of the Most High day and night. And don't get too prideful to feel like you can't be got. Because it was some of the greatest men in the Bible was taken by a woman, man. And brought down by a woman. All right, so we're going to get into the scripture. Grab 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1. All right? So we're going to get into the scriptures, man. One of the first people that, that comes to mind, one of the great men in the Bible was, was King David. Everybody's familiar with King David. He had, a great brother. He slew Goliath, He did all kind of wonderful things. Did a lot of killing. He did a lot of killing, a lot of war to bring peace to Israel. He made, he was one of the biggest hitters for Israel back in the day, for lack of a better term, or to talk like we talk today. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of killing for Israel, man, to make sure we had peace on earth. So, you know, so nobody would mess with us, and let the earth know that Israel was not to be played with. You know what I'm saying? That the Most High was definitely with us. You know what I mean? And David showed that through a lot of murder, a lot of killing, a lot of murder, a lot of war. It wasn't, you know, not murder, but a lot of war. You know what I mean? A lot of killing, all right? So, but David being so great and doing so many amazing things in the eyes of the Lord, being such a great man, you know, and the Lord being surely with David. You know what I'm saying? It's all through the scriptures that he was surely with David. But we're going to come up to a point where, you know, David fell weak, man. David was weak, and he was taken because by a woman. All right? And before we get that, I want you to hold that real quick. Go to Leviticus 20 and 10 real quick, just to get the counsel that David got, the order that David got from the Most High, to not do this thing that he was going to do that was going to bring him down. Because, you know, all through Scripture, you know, the Scriptures say, you know, the Lord will always give you a way out. You know what I'm saying? You will always have a way to get out of a jam up, to not, you know what I'm saying, to not do it. And sometimes that way out is hearing the counsel of the man over you, or just listening to the things you already know. All right? You know what I'm saying? Listening to the counsel that the Lord gives, the laws that the man has left before you, like Moses. Moses left things in place for you to follow. And David knew about the laws of Moses and what Moses left. And David knew about this law. Let's get it.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife.
So committed adultery with another man's wife, you know, a man, you lay down and have sex with another man's wife. All right, a woman that is having sex with another man, that is, you know, you lay down with that woman, you committed adultery. All right, keep going.
Even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
So the woman, you know, you got a husband and you sleeping with another man, you know, you are committing adultery. All right, man, you sleeping with another man's wife. A woman, you're sleeping with a man and you already have a husband. That is adultery, and David knew this. Is that it on that? Read that one more time from the top.
And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Shall surely be what? Put to death.
All right, so this sin is punishable by death. All right, this is a serious thing. All right, so drop that. Let's go back to the scripture. So now we're going to pick up, you know, David has already slain Goliath. He's already, you know, got the kingdom. He's committed, you know what I'm saying, did great things for Israel. You know what I'm saying? He's the man. You know what I mean? He has tons of women. You know what I mean? He's living living deliciously. He's living like a king. He is, not like a king, he is the king. You know what I'm saying? Living great, all right? And he's done great things, all right? So we're going to pick up right here, 2 Samuel chapter 11. Let's get it.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1. And it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel. And they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem.
Right, so David came back, he didn't send this army, you know, like I said, he was warned a lot. David, you know, was warned a lot. He was the reason that Solomon had so much peace, because David had showed everybody, like I said, Israel is not to be messed with, and the Lord is with us. Keep going.
And it came to pass.
But David had Salaki. David had stayed back. You know, he sent them out to this battle. David had stayed back in Jerusalem. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And it came to pass in the evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself.
Okay, so he went out, you know, David, he in the kingdom, you know, he could, you know, nighttime, you know, you wake up in the middle of the night, you know, you can't probably sleep. He went out, you know, on his rooftop, you know, get some fresh air, you know, it feels good, you know, he's just chilling. And he sees a woman, you know, from that high area, you know, he can see down into people's houses and things, and he sees a woman washing herself. Keep going.
And the woman was very beautiful to look upon.
Something bad in there, you know what I'm saying? Something bad in there washing up, you know what I mean? She's a beautiful, you know, of course she's beautiful because she's Israel, you know what I'm saying? She's not no disgusting heathen, you know, so she's beautiful, and she's in there washing up. So obviously she's naked, so he's just seeing her in all her glory right now, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, And that's what it is, in the middle of the night, you know what I'm saying? So he on one right now. All right, keep going.
And David sent and inquired after the woman.
It's a lie.
It's like, it's something you said.
All right, keep going.
And one said, is not this Bathsheba,
So, keep going.
the daughter of Eliam,
Keep going.
the wife of Uriah the Hittite?
All right, so the brother, David sent for her. David like, hey, look, brother, I just seen the sister down there. She in there watching her. I'm talking about bad. She's one of the baddest joints I done seen in Israel. I need to have her. And she has to be mine. Please go and see about her. The brother like, hey, hold on, King, Salakia. That's the brother's wife. The brother, the soldier, that's his rib. You know what I mean? That's her from Israel. That's her. So keep going. They let him know who she was. Salakia, King. Cause they know the rules too. You know what I mean? They know the laws of Moses. All right, keep going.
And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him.
So David wasn't trying to hear none of that. All right, he ain't trying to hear none of that. He's being carnal right now. You know what I'm saying? He's great. He done did all these amazing things. Like I said, he's full of himself at this point, and he done got himself. He's carnal at this point, man. He ain't letting his flesh defeat him. He done seen this bad sister from Israel. He's the king. He can have anything he wants. He has everything he wants and needs, and he's being carnal right now. All right, and he decided to still take this woman, even though the brothers didn't told him this was somebody's wife. He already knows that. He says, forget that. Keep going.
And he lay with her.
And he lay with her. All right, so he sent for the woman. This is the king. What's she gonna say? The king sent for me. That's her. She has to do what the king says to do. And that's what she did, man. She came, and he laid with her. Keep going.
For she was purified from her uncleanliness.
Where you at? Okay, I got it for us. You read that again?
Oh, God. From the top.
Uh-huh.
And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her.
And he lay with her. Keep going.
For she was purified from her uncleanliness.
So she was purified from her uncleanliness. Who knows what that means? Her being purified from her uncleanliness. Just to get some key stands, get some context of what's going on here. Anybody? All right. Nobody answer at once. Okay. So her being purified from her uncleanliness, she was in that washing. She was separated. When women is unclean, they're on their period when they're unclean.
Right.
All right. So she had went through her cycle, her monthly cycle. So she was, cleaning herself. That's what he called her doing. She was in that washing in her separate place, and she had been done being clean. So she was purified. She was clean. She wasn't on her period. She had just came off. Yeah.
Right. A biblical term would be her not being on her flower.
Her not being on her flower. Okay, come. So her not being on her flower, she was just purified. So she wasn't pregnant. A woman coming off her period is not pregnant. So just to get some context of what's going on. She just got off her period. He seen her. He called her over, and she went through her purification period. That 7-day period.
That's right.
All right, that's what they were saying right there. Keep going.
And she returned unto her house.
She returned unto her house. So she was, fresh off her purification. She, wasn't pregnant, you know what I'm saying? He went and lay with her. She returned home. Keep going.
And the woman conceived.
And the woman what?
Conceived.
And she got pregnant, all right? So David, not only did he lay with this man's wife and commit adultery with her, he got the woman pregnant as well. You know what I'm saying? David was being carnal, you know what I'm saying? And like the scripture say, we are not allowed to sleep with another man's wife.
Right.
All right? Keep going.
And sent and told David and said, I am with child.
And the woman told him, King, you got me pregnant. My husband is off at war. We in the war. My husband is off fighting with y'all. I just came off my period, you know what I'm saying? This is you all day. David knew. He seen it. He knew what was going on. All right? Keep going.
And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. Joab sent Uriah to David.
So David actually, sent for him, like he sent for her husband. But when you start the sin, now you're gonna see the trickle-down effect of sin. You lie on one thing, now you didn't got a rib, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't want you to lay down with a whore or something. Now it's more lies. Now you gotta try to hide her because you don't want to, trying to put her away because you ashamed of the woman that you feel weak to or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Usually when you start to lie, it compounds more lie. Now you gotta lie to keep that lie together and keep going and keep going, all right? That's why it's better to sin in the first place, all right?
Right.
Keep going.
And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered.
So, he's just talking about the war, just trying to have some, hey man, kicking him. Hey man, what's going on? How the war going? Y'all been doing an amazing job, y'all killing and, and the war's going amazing. Y'all doing y'all thing, bigging the brother up, you know what I'm saying? Being wicked right now, but keep going.
And David said to Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
Right, so David trying to get him to go to his house, you know what I'm saying, and be with his woman. Go in the house, wash your feet, go in and get dressed. You got that bad sister, and I'm sure when you get in there, you're going to want it. And David trying to clean it up. He trying to get him to go in there and lay with his woman, so maybe he'll think that the baby is his. You know what I mean? He can go lay with her, and then, hey, that's your baby. You know what I mean? And, that's why I say you got to watch, like he being wicked, brothers who smile up in your face and got evil in their heart towards you. You know what I mean? And David was being extra wicked, man. And it was all stems from him falling weak over a woman, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not being able to control his flesh.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is a great man who the Lord dealt with personally. You know what I'm saying? In amazing ways, man. So don't be prideful, man. Keep going.
But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and went not down to his house.
Right, so this is a soldier, a real soldier. He like, man, I ain't going to the house. He ain't go home. He slept. He had it's wartime. What you make me go home with my wife with this me? Like, I ain't trying to go home. Keep going.
And when they had told David, saying Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, camest thou not from thy journey? When then didst thou not go down?
He said, why?
Why then didst thou not go down unto thine house?
Right, David like, look, man, you just came back from battling, you from a journey. I done gave you this meat. I told you to go do that. Why didn't you go down to your crib and lay with your woman? Like, David know, like, ain't nobody in their right mind would be laying with that woman. I couldn't keep myself from laying with that woman, from going to your house. I couldn't stay out of your house. You know what I'm saying? So surely you should have went to your house, you know what I mean? Keep going.
And Uriah said unto David, the ark and Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields.
Right, he like, man, everybody else is out here ready for war. The shield is, the Ark of the Covenant is out here, my brothers is out here, we out here ready to go. We in the middle of war right now. Keep going.
Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink, and to lie with my wife?
Right, man, what you mean? Like, I'm in war right now. You want me to go in the house and eat and drink and, what, that's, come on, man, like, that's weak, like, why would I do that? That ain't a soldier, you know what I mean?
Right.
Keep going. Who gonna lead the battle? You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
As thou livest, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing.
Man, this was a loyal soldier too to David, man. That he did this to. Evil, man. You know what I'm saying? Israel, you can be evil to your brothers, man. Like, this brother was loyal to David, man. You know what I'm saying? Ready to, kill and die for this brother, man. You know what I'm saying? And this man was doing this evil thing behind his back. A great man in Israel. All right? Keep going.
And David said to Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow. And when David had called him, he did not eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. And at even he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his Lord, but went not down to his house.
Right, so David trying to do anything, just evil, man. Trying to get the man drunk, trying to do it. And this man's so loyal, he stayed right there. Like, I'm going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Stay ready. That's one thing, you stay ready so you don't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? all the time. It's one of my favorite sayings, like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, man. Stay in this truth, stay in them scriptures, stay in the, under the hedge of the Most High, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, so when the Most High do come like a thief in the night, like he say he gonna do, you be ready, man. You ain't caught with a pork sandwich in your hand. You ain't caught laying in the bed with another man's wife. You ain't caught lying, cheating, and stealing, man. All right? Keep going.
Verse 14, and it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah.
So, look at that, man. When I read it, I was like, man, this dude is so vicious, man. This man woke up, he tried to get him drunk. He tried to do everything to get this man to go home and lay with this woman so he can trick him into thinking that the baby he was with her was his. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So the brother, he's trying to get this brother to do all manner of, he's trying to do all manner of evil to get this brother to think that this is his rib. This is his child that's in his rib. You know what I'm saying? And so the brother ain't going. So now what he does is he send the brother with a letter. What did this letter say? Keep going.
And he wrote in the letter saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die.
Come on, man. This is how loyal he knew this brother was. That this brother wasn't going to even read the letter that was sending him to death. He put the letter in his hand that was going to kill. That's how loyal this brother was. You know what I mean? You got to be strong, man. I'm telling you, man. The strongest people can fall weak, man, under a woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Under a lot of different things, but we're right. The topic is man who fell weak under a woman. He did this evil thing, and look at the trickle-down effect that happened because of this one sin. Now he's doing this. Now he's trying to put this brother to death over his sin.
Right.
Evil, man. But I just was amazed at how loyal this brother Uriah was, that he didn't even read. All he had to do was reopen the letter and just peek at it. Hey, let me read this. Let's see what this is about. You know, the king got, he's so loyal, he ain't gonna even, this ain't my business. I'm a soldier. I don't have no orders to read this letter. My orders is to take this letter to this person and that's it. The letter that's condemning him to death, man. You know what I'm saying? It's ugly, man. Keep going.
And it came to pass, when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were.
Right, he knew where them hitters was at. Front line, put it on the front line, he knew. You know, they only send them hitters up there, you know what I mean? Where you for sure gonna get it. That's what that valiant means. The brave, the courageous brother, the valiant, Salaki people, you know what I'm saying? Ready to go, ready to kill and die. All right, keep going.
And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. And there fell some of the people of the servants of David. And Uriah the Hittite died also.
Right, so David did it. Now he didn't kill the brother. So now he didn't slept with a brother's wife, and now he didn't went and killed the man. All because of one, you know, like I said, when you start sitting in line, it's just a trickle down effect, man. And that's why some brothers don't come back from it. Yes, sir.
Like I gotta say though, you know, it's crazy how the story ends though with this whole situation. I ain't gonna
right. Man, and we ain't gonna, you know, it get ugly, but we ain't gonna get into the whole thing because David definitely had to pay for what he did. Right. You know what I'm saying? He had to pay, and it was, you know, he had to pay a hard thing. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't, you know, had to pay that ultimate sin himself as far as getting put to death behind that transgression. Because the law said he should have been put to death for committing adultery with another man's wife. But him being the king and everything like that, who was going to put the king to death? It's about, you know, rank and order and different things like that. That's up to the Most High and different things like that. You know what I mean? So he was punished through his children. His children was put to death, and a lot of horrible things happened. We ain't gonna have time to get into all that. Go finish reading this story, you know what I'm saying, if you want to see the horrible things, but we ain't gonna get into all that. Because I got some other brothers we gotta get into. But this didn't go unpunished. All right, keep going.
Verse 18, then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war, and charged the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king, and if so be that the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, wherefore approached ye so nigh unto the city when ye did fight?
So he's just trying to tell him, like, you know, just tell him this first and see what happens. Because Joab had his own little agenda, but keep going.
Knew ye not that they would shoot from the wall?
Right.
Who smote Abimelech the son of Jerubbesheth.
Right, so he was just, so basically he telling them like, you go, hey, tell him like, hey man, we got, got hit up in this battle. We went up to the walls. He's like, he gonna be mad. Because, like, he was like, why would y'all do that? Y'all know how they get down over there. Y'all know that this happened in this battle. Don't go that close to the wall. They're gonna kill you, But then he said, tell him what, real quick. Then we gonna get to the next one. Go ahead.
Who smote Abimelech, the son of Jerubbesheth? Did not a woman cast a piece of a millstone upon him from the wall that he died in Thebez?
Right.
Why went ye nigh to the wall?
Right. Why you go? Why did y'all go fight like that? Y'all know better than that. Keep going.
Then say thou, thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also.
So you tell him like, when you tell him how bogus we was in this fight, if you tell him this Hittite, this brother that he was the whole reason he sent him out there is dead, he ain't gonna be upset basically. Like if he get mad at you, just tell him the brother dead too. You know what I'm saying? Which was just the point of what David was trying to do. He knew the wickedness David was on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Keep going. So then the messenger said all that. He told him. So drop down to number. Go to 26 real quick.
So like, where'd you stop at?
25. We can read 25. Go ahead, grab 25. It was just the one before. I was just trying to work out, we got for time's sake, trying to get. I got a few other stories.
The one. I appreciate that.
Go ahead.
Verse 25. Then David said unto the messenger, thus shalt thou say unto Joab, let not this thing displease thee.
Right, now he ain't mad. Like, look, don't trip. You know what I'm saying? Don't trip. Y'all that went out there and got beat up on because y'all done been too close. Y'all fighting bogus. Let this, hey, okay, I ain't mad. Because Joab knew, like, he'd be mad if he heard about how we lost this battle, how we was losing men in this battle. But if you tell him that this brother died, this is what he gonna say. He said, let not this displease me. Keep going.
For the sword devoureth one as well as another.
Right, so hey, they got us, we got them, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude dead, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Make thy battle more strong against the city and overthrow it, and encourage thou him.
Right, so just tell him, like, man, do better next time. He ain't gonna trip. Like, if he get mad at you for bringing him this report on how we fought at his arm, we ain't follow none of the protocol. You know what I'm saying? Just tell him the brother dead, and he gonna be cool. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the mourning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house. And she became his wife, and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord.
Right, so David bogus, you know what I'm saying? He done killed this man and took his wife and all these things, you know what I'm saying? And just to get a little bit of commentary on what happened, just because the brother like this, you know what I'm saying? Another prophet came to David to cut. This is how this prophet Nathan came to cut David about what he did. Let's get this real quick, go ahead.
And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, there were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor.
A rich man and a poor man, keep going.
The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds.
Right, the rich man like David, you know what I'm saying, had many wives, many women, riches and everything like he had. The Hittite, Uriah only had one wife, you know what I mean? Keep going.
But the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had bought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him and with his children. It did not eat of his own meat, and drank of his own cup, and lay in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter. Right,
this brother didn't have nothing but this one lamb, and he treated the lamb like a child, you know what I'm saying? This one little lamb that he loved to death. You know what I mean? He didn't even ate out of his food, like treated like a daughter, not a lamb. Keep going.
And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he sped to take of his own flock and of his own herd to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him.
So a man came to the rich man, and instead of him giving him something of his own flock, you know what I'm saying, of his own, this is what he did.
But took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him.
Right. So now he then took the poor man's lamb and gave it off. Keep going.
And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man.
Right, so David's hot about what just happened. Are you mad? So this is how the Lord works, you know what I'm saying? These scriptures is a two-way story, they'll cut you. You know what I'm saying? Like you be preaching something or teaching something and you ain't living right, you will get cut in the midst. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And he said to Nathan, as the Lord liveth, the man that hath done this thing shall surely die.
David like, man, whoever did something evil like that, that man is going to die. Let's check out what the prophet said to him. Keep going.
And he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man.
He said what?
Thou art the man.
You are that man. You are the same man that you hate right now that you said, that's the man you are. You are that man. Keep going.
Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. And I gave thee thy master's house, and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given it unto thee such and such things. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight?
So the Lord just cutting him. Like, man, you know, I done gave you everything you wanted, man. I would have gave you more and more things, you know what I'm saying? And you that man that need to be put to death. So the Lord ultimately was going to tell him, you know, like you're going to feel it for this. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is angry with what you did, David. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be put to death. I mean, not put to death, but you're going to, you know, you're going to get the wrath from what you have done. You're going to feel it. Let's see. Let's grab now. So that was David. You know what I mean? We gonna just for time's sake, we ain't gonna get that whole story. You want to read everything else that happened in that story? Go ahead and finish that up. We stopped at 2 Samuel 12 and what was that? 8, 9. All right. So we stopped right there. So now I want you to go to Joshua 16 and 30 real quick. All right. So Joshua 16, 30. That's David. You know, one of the, our king, you know what I'm saying, you know, the throne that Christ sits upon is David's throne. You know what I mean? It's going to sit upon, of course, you know. So, you know, brother's going to fall weak. You're going to fall weak. And this is, we're going to get into the next man. This man, y'all might be familiar with, his name is Samson. All right, Samson also fell weak to a woman. All right, fell weak because he was a great, strong man. Then did many great things. This brother then killed lions with his bare hands. At this point, so we're going to skip forward in the story, but he didn't kill lions with his bare hands at this point. He then took a jawbone of an ass and killed 1,000 soldiers with a bone. You know what I mean? Right. I'm talking about they did amazing things, man, but he loved these doggone heathen women, man. Right. They can't stay away from these heathens. But before we get that, let's grab the counsel that you know, because first, you know, the scriptures say we ain't supposed to mess with heathen women, right? You know, so first grab, matter of fact, hold that scripture. 16, 13. Let's grab 16, Salaki. Grab 16 in 1 and we're going to read through it. But before we get there, go to Deuteronomy just to show people what the Lord said first. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
We are holy people.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself,
right,
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Keep going.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people,
right,
for ye were the fewest of all people.
Keep going.
But
no, Salaki, I told you the wrong scripture. Go up to number 3. Salaki. That's why I meant to get number 3. That's why I'm looking like, hold on. Grab number scripture 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Marriages, you know, sex is marriage, according to the Bible. Neither shalt y'all make marriages with them. I'll keep going.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Right, so that's what the Lord, you know what I'm saying. Moses already gave you the law from the Most High. Don't do these things. All right, now go to go back to the scripture that we had and just go to the scripture before, right? and we're going to grab his parents. His parents tried to give him counsel. So Moses gave it to him, then his parents. Go to chapter 14, verse 3 real quick. 14 and 3 in the same chapter in Judges. Judges 14 and 3, Judges 14 and 1, and just read through 3. All right? His parents tried to give him counsel. This is Samson right now. Like I said, he did all these great things. He's strong, my brother, slewing 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass. You know what I mean? Killing lions with his bare hands, because the Lord is with this brother. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Judges chapter 14, verse 3. Then his father and his mother said unto him...
No, start from 1.
Judges chapter 14, verse 1. And Samson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines.
Right, so he's seen a heathen woman. You know, keep going. When the Lord said we ain't supposed to do this thing, keep going.
And he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I've seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife.
Right, he had to know, I want this heathen. I want this heathen. You know what I mean? Can I have this heathen?
African.
This African heathen, right? This African heathen. Keep going.
Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren?
Like, man, you can't find a woman of our people? Like, what you want this heathen for? Keep going.
Or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines?
Right. All these beautiful sisters in Israel. You got blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians, and you're going to go get a nasty, filthy African? You're going to go get you a nasty dog-eating Asian? You're going to go get you a nasty, raw chicken-looking Edomite? You know what I'm saying? They're disgusting, man. You're going to go do that. Keep going.
And Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well.
Right. I want me one of them heathens. You know what I'm saying? I don't care they eat dog. I want me one of them. You know what I'm saying? I got to see what that dog eating thing do. You know what I'm saying? I got to see it. I got to see what one of them filthy Africans is like. Come on, man. So let's go to, now, so drop that, go back to the story. Go to chapter 16 and we're going to read the story. Samson, you know, like I said, this is brothers, like I said, to stay on contact, brothers falling weak under sisters, man. Falling. Let's get it.
Judges chapter 16, verse 1. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there a harlot.
Saw there what?
A harlot.
A harlot. The scriptures also say don't lay with whores, right?
Right.
Don't tie yourself to a whore. We'll get that scripture. Somebody can tell the people if you want to see it. You're not supposed to sleep with whores. Do not tie yourself to a harlot. Do not join yourself with a harlot. Is what the scripture says. One of my brothers is going to get it. For time's sake, we're going to just keep going. Let's go.
And went in unto her.
And he laid with this heathen. Keep going.
And it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither.
Right, so they like, hey, Samson here. He running around here sleeping with hoes, man. Samson is running around sleeping with hoes right now. You know what I'm saying? He didn't slow our people. He didn't slow 1,000 of our men with a jawbone. He didn't messed up their crops. He tied some foxes together and sent them through this field. You know, set all their crops on fire. Samson been giving these Philistines hell, and the Philistines was over Israel. You know, they had us. You know, we were under them at that time, so they pissed. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Israelites even came to try to tie Samson up and take them to him. To the Philistines, he broke out and slew. That's when he slew them all with the bone, man. Samson was giving them the flux, man. I'm talking about, you know, they mad, you know what I'm saying? Keep going. Salaki. Go ahead.
I got that scripture for you. It's Leviticus chapter 21, verse 14. A widow or a divorced woman or a profane or a harlot, these shall he not take.
What scripture is that?
Leviticus 21:14.
21 and 14. Yes, sir.
And I'll give you a precept to that, which is 1 Corinthians 6 and 16. And it says, What? Know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body?
Right. You become a nasty whore just like her. You just the same. You know what I'm saying? So do not sleep with whores. You know what I'm saying? They already know these. His parents knew. Hey, but you know, brothers fall weak to women. You went around sleeping with whores, man. You gonna wait, you know what I'm saying? What the scripture, you sleep, you lay down with dogs, you gonna wake up with fleas. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's, you know, an old saying, I don't know, you know, a lot of brothers don't know. Have y'all ever heard that saying before? You lay down with dogs, you wake up.
And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city.
So these men, and you know, they told people, hey, Samson here, he over there sleeping with one of the hoes, man. Let's wait for him. We're gonna settle, you know, we're gonna try to jam him up. Keep going at the gates.
All the night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him.
Right. Keep going.
And Samson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city.
Right. He took the doors of the gate. Like Samson was there. They ain't had nothing for Samson, man. Yeah, they couldn't mess with this brother. Keep going.
And the two posts, and went away with them.
Right.
Bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of a hill that is before Hebron.
Keep going.
And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah.
Whose name was Delilah. All right. So this is another one. You know, you sleeping with these, you know, women. You know what I'm saying? And you fall weak under these women, man. You can fall. This is the story. Like this brother that did all these great things, and he about to fall weak under a woman. Keep going.
And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his strength, his great strength lieth.
And so they entice this woman, telling her, like, you know, go find out how we can get rid of this brother, man. This brother, you know, find out where his strength lies. You know, let's find out why he's so strong. Find out his weakness. They sending a woman to do these things. All right, keep going.
And by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver.
1,100 pieces of silver. You know what I'm saying? Is where, you know, this woman finna turn this man in, try to find out his weakness. All right, keep going.
And Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth.
She asked him, hey man, she didn't lay with him, man. Tell me where your great strength lies. You know what I mean? You think, you know, he thinking he, you know, he's getting prideful now. He's so strong. He killing lions with his bare hands. He's slewing 1,000 men with a jawbone. You know what I mean? He's full of himself. He think he can come and lay down with this woman and keep going.
And wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee.
So she asking him, tell me your strength. He laying with her. She asked him, tell me, you know, she's asking him straight up. Now, what's your weakness? Like, do you have any weakness, you know? You know, because you know brothers like to pillow talk. You know, brothers like to sit there and pillow talk to women. Tell them all your secrets. All right, keep going.
And Samson said unto her, if they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak.
So he, you know, so now he playing. You know what I'm saying? Telling her whatever, anything. You know what I'm saying? Telling her what she wants to hear. You know what I'm saying? Playing it. Because he think it's sweet. He think you know, and that's like a lot of brothers now. You think you can go and lay down and play around with these whores, you know, laying up with whores, going out, getting drunk with whores. Before you know it, you're going to be laying down with these whores, man. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you're going to, you know what I'm saying, be laying down with one of these heathens. At least you know what I'm saying, don't stay in these scriptures. Don't keep yourself strong in the word of the Most High. You can fall. Keep going.
And be as another man. Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the withs as a thread of tow, or thread of tow, is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. And Delilah said unto Samson, behold, thou hast mocked me.
Thou hast mocked me. So Samson, he over there playing game, you know, he full of himself. He like, yeah, if you tie my hands up, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just playing. It was like sitting there off, you know what I'm saying? But you think it's sweet. You playing with these heathens, you playing with these hoes, you will get jammed up, man. You know what I'm telling you? You playing with it, you will get jammed up. And this show that I was with, I'm like, man, that's so crazy. He thought it was funny. He thought it was sweet because he's so strong, he's so mighty, he didn't think he can fall. Oh yeah, you buying me up with this, I'll fall weekend, I'll be like every other man. You know what I'm saying? You can get me then. All right, keep going.
Delilah said unto Samson, Behold, thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound.
All right, you like, man, why you can't be vulnerable with me? You know what I'm saying? Why you can't? You always so mean and strong and rough. Why you just can't be soft? Why you gotta be so rough out there? You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you're gonna be wearing purple. You know what I mean? You're gonna be wearing purple somewhere, talking about, you know what? This only woman I need, I can have. Thus says the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's gonna happen when you lay down. You become weak under these women, man. You know what I mean? And she begging her, man, I pray you tell me what makes you weak. Tell me, you know what I'm saying? Be vulnerable with me, is what I heard, you know what I'm saying? Be vulnerable, tell me your weakness. Tell me, you can trust me. I won't tell nobody. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And he said unto her, If they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another man.
Right, tell her another one. You know what I'm saying? He studied play because he like, he loves it with he want to tell her whatever she want to hear to keep getting it, to keep playing around. And he going to keep telling her what she want to hear because she thinking he playing her. But all along, he's the one getting played. You know what I'm saying? You playing with somebody's wife, you in there laying up with some man's wife, thinking you playing her and playing them, then before you know it, she done gave you AIDS. Before you know it, her husband then came in and blew your brains out. All right? Before you know it, she done came, you know what I'm saying? You think you can lay with this woman in secret, before you know you trying to put her away, before you know she done came to the school and exposed you to everybody that you trying to put her away secretly. All right? Keep going.
Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were lions in wait abiding in the chamber, and he brake them from his arms like a thread.
Right. He broke, you know what I'm saying, sent her off. He broke them like a thread. You know what I'm saying? The stuff he tells, it's a joke. He's sending her off, treating her like a goofy. Keep going.
And Delilah said unto Samson, Hitherto thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound.
Right. So they keep, like I said, you keep on playing around, so he keep on playing. He keep on laying with whores. He keep on laying with heathens. He keep on doing things, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, to test, because he's in prideful. He feel like he can't fall to one of these women. You feel like, you can't be got. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep playing around, don't tempt the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, you are like Satan came to Christ, told him, like, you Christ, you can turn these rocks into stones. These stones into food. You can jump off this mountain. The Most High saved you. You don't want to. Christ was cutting them every time. Like, I ain't gonna tempt the Most High and different things like that. You know what I mean? But you don't want to tempt the Most High, man. And Israel, you don't want to be too prideful to feel like you can't be God. And that's what Samson was doing. It was funny at first, but keep going. It was all funny at first, though. You know what I'm saying? You land with them hardest, you run around sleeping with whores. It's all funny at first. You ain't catch AIDS the first time. And you got away with it. You know what I'm saying? And you thought thinking it's sweet. Keep going.
And he said unto her, If thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awaked out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam and with the web.
Right.
And she said unto him, How canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me?
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? She thought he was going to be weak. He got up out of his sleep. He's still too strong, like it was a joke, man. He playing, sending her off. But this is the 3rd time. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Thou hast mocked me these 3 times.
3 times you didn't play with fire. That 3 strikes you out. That's probably where they got that saying from the baseball. From this 3 strikes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. But keep going.
And hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
Like, so she just kept going. He loved this woman, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he thought, yeah, I can lay down with the whores. I can run around. I love women. I love doing these things. You know what I'm saying? You think it's sweet. But one of these, you laying down, like I said, you lay with fleas, dogs, you're going to wake up with fleas, man. You lay with these whores, you're going to wake up with AIDS and herpes and the STDs. Or you might just, you know, be put to death, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you all jammed up in prison because you done laid down with a whore. Now she, you know what I'm saying, got you somewhere ready to kill somebody because she's whoring on you now. You know what I mean? Got you ready to kill someone, brother, because you know you done came home and she got her mouth is full of rod because you want to lay down with a whore. So like,
Sidney Green. Sidney Green.
Right. You know what I mean? That's what happens to you when you lay down whores. And this is what this story is about Samson. You think it's sweet, man. The strongest man can be taken by a woman. Keep going.
That he told her all his heart.
He told her what?
All his heart.
Told her everything. Sat up in there and told her everything, man. Told her all his secrets, all his heart. She didn't vex the man to the point, you know, you didn't left the truth. You know what I'm saying? You didn't got vexed so much by this woman that you didn't went on and left the truth because you decided to stay with lay with a whore. You decided to make yourself weak under a woman, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you didn't let her take all your strength. The strongest man, strongest. I'm talking about killing, so strong you're able to kill a lion with your bare hands, but you can't take the words of a woman. Good night. Keep going. That's all Christ, man. Keep going.
And said unto her, Thou hast not come a razor upon my head.
Yeah, you know, because he was a Nazarite. He wasn't supposed to cut his hair, drink, or anything like that. A Nazarite, Salaki. And he wasn't supposed to cut his hair. He wasn't supposed to be drinking or doing any of those things. So he told her his secret. Keep going.
For I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me.
Right.
And I shall become weak and be like any other man.
Right.
And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart,
she knew it. They know when they got you. They know when they got you. They know when they're going to take all your money you up in the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? Thinking this woman love you. She done took it, you know, they raped you blind for everything, all the rent money, everything else you got. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that, you know, she really cared about you. You know what I'm saying? But you only know that this whore was having survival sex. She was having sex with you because you were a mechanic. You know how to fix cars, but you in love. You didn't left your family. You didn't call your kids. You know what he said? God, she gave you that sunshine. Put your mom on the phone. I ain't never coming home no more. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like you gave you that sunshine. You think it's sweet. You didn't. Well, what they say, you ready to risk it all. You know what I'm saying? Right. For a whore, man. Keep going.
She sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart.
She showed me everything. Keep going.
Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand.
Right.
And she made him sleep upon her knees. And she called for a man. And she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head.
Right, so she shaved his head off. Keep going. His strength.
And she began to afflict him. And his strength went from him.
The most high. All right, keep going.
And she said, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before and shake myself.
Right. He thought it was sweet, like he thought he could, like, man, I've been doing this. I've been laying with whores. I've been doing this thing, man. No, this time, your luck has ran out. This whore has given you AIDS. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? You laying with these heathens, your luck has ran out. She just told them that you actually took the the vagina. All right? You took it, now you will be in prison.
Right.
You know what I mean? Keep going.
And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him.
Right.
But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes.
Took him and put out his eyes. It's over with. It's over with. Keep going.
And brought him down to Gaza. And bound him with fetters of brass.
Right. So we're gonna and so they was playing with him. They was kept playing games with him. You know, they brought him up. I'm gonna drop down because we for time's sake. Drop down to 26.
Come on. Verse 26. And Samson said unto the lad that held him by the hand, Suffer me that I may feel the pillars were upon the house standing.
Right, so they put his eyes out and had him in prison. You know, we dropped down. Now they brought him outside. He's holding on. He's blind. They out there laughing, using him for sport. Is what they said was going on. So they didn't put his hands up on the walls. You know what I'm saying? And he said he told the little man what?
Suffer me that I may feel the pillars were upon the house standing, that I may lean upon them. Now the house was full of men and women, and all the lords of the Philistines were there. And there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women.
Right, all of them people dropped down to 29.
Verse 29, and Samson took hold of the two middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne up, and which was borne up,
Right.
of the one with his right hand and of the other with his left.
Right.
And Samson said, let me die with the Philistines.
Let me die. Like he had to lose his life. You know, you know what I'm saying, because of his sin with this heathen, with this whore. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And he bowed himself with all his might.
Right.
And the house fell upon the lords and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he had slew in his life.
Right. So he had to give his life. You know, he lost his life. He slew all of them. He pulled the pillars down. The whole house collapsed on all their people. So all them 1,000 people he had killed with the jawbone, all the people he killed more in his death, but he had to die because he decided to play games with whores. Let a woman take his strength. You see what I mean? You know, so don't fall weak, man. You know what I mean? So that's Samson. So we just went through David, we went through Samson. Last week we kind of went through Solomon. I don't know if we have, how much time we have?
4.
4? All right, so we're going to drop down then. So Solomon was another one. You know, Solomon, well, I wanted to get into Solomon, but we did do that one last week. Solomon lost the kingdom because he wanted to sleep with heathens as well. Great man. Solomon, the wisest man in the kingdom. So if you were to go to read Kings 11 and 11, you will see that he laid with heathens, you know what I'm saying, and let the women take him over. You know what I'm saying? Started worshiping their gods and building temples up for these heathen women. He had 1,000 women, you know, the wisest man in the world. He decided to lay with these heathens, lay with these and worship other gods, and didn't take the counsel of his father. We didn't take the counsel of his father. So we're gonna drop down. I want to get to Adam as well. Adam was another man in the scriptures. Grab Genesis 3, chapter 3. All right. So just 3 minutes. Can't go. Can't get no overs. No.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right. So real quick, grab 1 Kings 2 and 3. 1 Kings 2 and 3. I just want to show y'all, you know, before, because we, like I said, we, you know, strapped for time in this joint, so Salaki for having to speed through this a little bit. But King Solomon, like I was saying, he didn't listen to the counsel. You know what I'm saying? His father David, who we read about earlier, knew the counsel. He had went through hell at this time and was trying to give his son some counsel. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, read what David told him.
1 Kings chapter 2 verse 3. And keep...
No, 1 Kings chapter 2 verse 1.
1 Kings chapter 2 verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die.
Right.
And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth.
Right.
Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man.
Like, be a man and be strong. Be a man and be strong, Solomon. You know, take the counsel of the man that goes before you. Man who didn't been through these things before. Man who didn't, you know what I'm saying, had to fight temptation of whores. Take that counsel. And because David, we already just read about him not taking the counsel. So who did he tell him to listen to? Keep going.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as is written in the law of Moses.
The laws of who?
Of Moses.
Of Moses. David telling him to keep the counsel of the man that come before you. Keep this counsel, because David knew, man, I didn't keep that law of the counsel of Moses, man, and it killed me. You know what I'm saying? It messed me up, brother. So keep this counsel, man. Listen to the counsel of the man that come before you. Listen to it, and you will be straight. But Saul decided not to do that. All right? Is that it on that?
Alive, just a little bit.
Go ahead.
that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
Right. That's how you can be great. And Solomon did. He listened for a time. He was the wisest man in the world. Had all the kingdoms bowing to him. He had everything, every one, 1,000 wives. You know what I'm saying? Everything. But he fell short by not listening to the counsel and started to serve other gods. You know what I'm saying? And lift these women up. Fell to these women, man. To women. This great king fell because he let these women talk him into serving other gods, building temples for them, and you know, getting him to do little things, man, that he knew wasn't of the Most High.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? You can't fall weak to a woman telling you, oh, it's okay if you do this. Oh, it's okay if you do that. Oh, we can just, you know what I'm saying? I won't tell nobody. You know, we can just be having, you know what I'm saying? We can just have sex and that'll just be it. You know, it's all good. That's all. You know, I got a husband, but you know, me and him ain't together. You know what I mean? Or he don't care if I sleep with somebody else. You know, he sleep with other people. This is our agreement that we have. Yeah.
An open relationship.
Yeah, we have an open relationship. You know, these whores and they will try to jam you up, man. So that's King Saul. So you can read about that story, you know what I'm saying, in 1 Kings 11, you know what I'm saying, chapter 11, and you can read it through 11. But we try to get finished with this story, man, because we ain't got that much time. I want to get Genesis real quick. Grab chapter 2, verse 16 real quick. My wife to show you that since the beginning, brothers been falling weak to women, man. But we just went kind of backwards a little bit to show you. But even Adam, man, even Adam in the beginning, when we first got the truth, brothers decided to go against the counsel of the Most High for a woman. Man falling weak in these scriptures over women, man. We got to stay strong. We got to do better.
That's right.
Even Adam did, man. Let's get it. 2 and 16.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it.
Right.
For in the day that thou eatest, therefore thou shalt surely die.
Thou shalt what?
Surely die.
You should surely die. You know what I'm saying? The man that the counsel above you, the man that gives you counsel, you know, they tell you things to save your life. But you know what? The Most High directly told Adam, don't do this thing, man. Grab now, go to chapter 3. All right? Let's read from number 1 real quick.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. More subtle than any beast of the field,
right,
which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman.
He said unto the who?
Unto the woman.
Unto the who?
The woman.
The woman is who the serpent came to. All right, keep going.
Yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Right.
And the woman said unto the serpent,
right,
we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it.
Right. Adam already done told this woman. He done gave her the order. He done gave her, you know, direction and counsel not to do this thing. Keep going.
Neither shall ye touch it,
right,
lest ye die.
Lest you die. Like same thing he was told. He told to this woman. He told him he did what he was supposed to do. He told her what to do. All right. But let's see if Adam stays strong in the word of the Most High, or did he fall to wickedness? You know what I mean? Are you going to, in the moral of this thing, are you going to be stronger in your righteousness than a woman can be in her wickedness? Or, you know what I'm saying, which one are you going to do? Or just in life, are you going to be stronger in your righteousness than anybody else in their wickedness? Okay? Ask yourself that. All right, when you think about these great men who's fallen to these women. All right, keep going.
And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
Right.
For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Right.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
Right. She couldn't. That's that thing. Women, they want to be powerful. They want that wisdom. They want all that strength. Man, you'll be wise. You'll be like gods. You know what I'm saying? You can be over the man. That's what America tell the woman right now today. You can be over the man. You can be an independent, strong woman. You don't need no man. Keep going.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, She took of the fruit thereof.
Right. You know what I'm saying? She took it. She just, you know, she couldn't help that to fight that urge to be like the men. All right, to be like God. You know, the Kemet play on that all day. You are God, so they can get the vagina. Then treat you like garbage. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
And did eat, and gave also unto her husband with
To
her.
who?
Unto her husband.
And what he do?
And he did eat.
He what?
He did
And
eat.
he did not listen to the Most High. You know what I mean? He had an opportunity to check her right there to say, woman, you are outside your mind. Get your goofy, simple, nigh to Eve self in the house, in the corner. He could have did that. But he decided to fall weak under the woman, man. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, you know, man, we went through all type of hell and heartache and, you know what I'm saying, have to work and got kids. We went from being, you know, living in the house with our parents rent free to them telling, hey, boy, you ain't gonna be around this motherfucker. You gonna get out there, you gonna work. You gonna work for everything you get from now on. Hey, you wanna be grown, you know what I mean? You wanna be grown, huh? Now you get out there and get you a job and you gonna work and you gonna pay bills around here and all this from now on. You know what I mean? But with that, man, we gonna with that, man, this is the I.S.U.P.K. under 125th Harlem, New York, man, under Commander General Yohanna. You know, subscribe to everything I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis. Go to ISUPK.com, you know what I'm saying, to catch all the classes. You know, we got classes Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 every day. I mean, Monday through Sunday, you know what I mean? Get to the Passover, all right, that we talked about at the beginning. With that, Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shabbat Rakatah to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah to all the sisters, man.
Shalom, Israel. It's going down. It's that time again. Come join us at the 49th annual Passover.
Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Natsab, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started on 1 West 125th Street and all of New York under Commander General Yohanna. If you heard the rumors are absolutely true, man. You understand? We're going to be having the 49th annual Passover in Yonkers, New York. You understand? Under Commander General Yohanna. Hosted by Commander General Yohanna under the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. It's going to be on 2nd Hudson Street at the Grand Roosevelt Ballroom. You most definitely should be there if you're from the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians only. You understand? Make sure you be there, man. If you're in the South, if you're in the Caribbean, if you're in South America, wherever the hell you are on this earth, man, if you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you should be at the Lord's Passover, which is the only Passover authorized on this earth. You understand? By the Lord, which is going to take place at Yonkers, in Yonkers, New York, at 2nd Hudson Street. You understand? At the Grand Roosevelt Ballroom. Make sure you be there, man. You understand? Because we're going to be turned up in there, man. Make sure you be there, man.
Come join us March 30th at sundown. All Israel is invited for the 49th annual Feast of the Passover. Brought to you by Commander General Yohanna and the I.S.U.P.K. So you better not miss it. Shalom.